we continue to go through this series talking about prayer and praying the scriptures into our own lives, Luke, I have one for you today, man. I have one for you today. All right, so listen, here's a backdrop, okay? So we have Moses, okay? Moses, we've been following him. He's been leading the people, and earlier this week you talked about complaints and some of these different things that's been going on. Last week, Renee and Michael talked about their complaining. Now, all of a sudden, Moses had just got through telling the people the very words of God. You know what happens? There's 3 leaders who rise up 250 other people to come to Moses and tell him that they were doing things wrong. They were complaining. They were like, oh, you took us out here. You're not needing us to right. You know how people complain, right?
Yeah.
You ever have anybody complain against you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so listen, this is like times 10. And so 250 of the well-known leaders are right there. Moses gets livid. He is so mad. And he's like, dude, how could you even complain against Aaron? And how could you want to do what's not your role? And so he ends up telling them they're going to get together and that tomorrow that they were going to come before the assembly, they were going to come before God. And God would show who was really the chosen one or not. Okay. Listen to, there's 2 different prayers that we're going to talk about briefly. The first one comes from Numbers 16:15. Dude, check this out. Listen to what it says. Then Moses became very angry and said to the Lord, do not accept their offering. I have not taken so much as a donkey from them, nor have I wronged any of them. We'll stop right there. So he's like, God, he's telling God, the prayer was, God, do not accept the unrighteous person's offering. It's not right. It's not coming from a place that pleases you. It's coming from a place that's making themselves think they're okay. They think that they are righteous in their own sight. And they're rejecting the very things that you just got through commanding. And so he prays against that. Don't accept their offering. Now, big showdown was going on. It was about to happen. Now, God, once again, he's like, I don't know if you remember when Moses was in Mount Sinai. He was up in the mountain, rather.
Yeah.
And they had made the golden calf.
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember what God wanted to do? He wanted to destroy them.
Yeah.
And Moses prayed at that moment. He was like, he intervened and said, don't do it. Mm-hmm. Now, these people end up grumbling. God's listening to Moses' prayer. And he's like, okay, you're frustrated with them? Let's let the heavens of armies get engaged. Listen to what he says. All right, we're going to jump down to verse 20. The Lord said to Moses, separate yourselves from this assembly so I can put an end to them at once. God is ready to wipe them out again. But Moses and Aaron fell down on their face and cried out, oh God, God of spirits of all mankind, will you be angry with this entire assembly when only one man sins? And God had mercy. He didn't destroy the whole nation, but he did deal with those who did wrong. And I encourage you to read the rest of the story. I'm sure you want to know how it turns out, but let's just say it ends with an earthquake and people falling into the ground and lightning and fire. It's really crazy. But here's what we got. We have the ability to pray for 2 things. One, that God would look at the unrighteousness of people's heart, and that they wouldn't think that they could get off scot-free, but that there will be accountability. So we can pray that. And then also that instead of God wiping everyone out, that we could pray for God's mercy, to not hold the guiltless by the guilty's standards. And we know that we're all guilty, but when we accept Christ, we are free from sin. So, yeah, Luke, would you close us in prayer today?
Yeah, absolutely. God, thank you that we can just listen to this honestly crazy story and say, God, what is going on? But I love that you have the humility to listen to Moses and Aaron and just that they plead to save their lives. But God, you listen to us. You listen in our time of need. You listen in our time of struggle. And just thank you for this word. Thank you that you listen to us and are always there for us. In your holy and precious name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Hey, you have the ability to pray. Pray good things.